my fellow diggers, this is Mr. Epic 109. Today, we're going to do a tier list with my friend Fruit here. Unfortunately, my other friend couldn't join, so it will be the two of us. Today, we're going to do a tier list of these female characters based on how evil they were and how they are in general. So, I also have notes here with me, just in case, things happen and all that. So, hey, this is the future Mr. Epic 109 here. I just want to let you know this is just based on my opinion and my perspective of the characters and my friends as well. I mean, some of the facts I state here are correct, but I just say it probably too fast or hard for you to understand. So I'll make some clarification between these snips. Thank you. What to start with? Of course, the obvious here: the DXE girls, or their research club's called the Occult Research Club. I can't deny that this is actually real. And I'm gonna say it now: they're the most thirstiest ladies I ever seen. But at the same time, they're like what demons and fallen angels simping with this one guy. It's like kind of ridiculous. I haven't watched the show personally, but I only watched probably episode 1 and 2, and I already know what was gonna go down.
I
For
think
your thoughts on
I
that?
haven't I haven't watched the show either, so I can't really give the best, but I've heard I don't want to say stories about the show, but like I've heard about the show and yeah, they would probably go in the bottom tier.
Yeah, they're going to the thought tier. Not gonna lie, because that's how thirsty you are. Alright, so next will be Bulma. So everyone knows who Bulma is at this point. She's basically been around for a long time since the first Dragon Balls from the manga and all that. And the reason she's here is she's not exactly innocent. No, not siree. She has been known to use her, how you say, feminine charm to get her way sometimes. Sometimes she does a little bit too much. And plus, she is also a bit abusive, too, because she literally hates everyone. And plus, she's kind of spoiled. One of the things I remember she did do is she pretty much flashed her bikini towards Goku when he was like a kid and all that stuff. And I thought that was kind of messed up. Yes, I'm aware that she has done good things and been very supportive to her allies, but my point still stands that she still has a selfish temperamental qualities as well as putting too high of emphasis on her appearance, which is why she used the Dragon Balls to make herself 5 years younger, which is one of the reasons why she couldn't even ride a Nimbus cloud. Fruit, any thoughts on that?
I'm gonna be honest, I haven't watched any Dragon Ball stuff, but I know a little bit about the Dragon Ball series. And from what you're describing, I would say the Jesus tier.
Yeah, pretty much because she's a little bit freaky, not gonna lie. But in the same time, she is the new Jesus. It's like saying like she did something else. Like she isn't like actually evil or anything. She's just more than a thought to you. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, she's just that flirty billionaire who just flirts with any young guy. But she
True.
she haven't really kill or murder anybody or anything, unless it's been shown. But for my knowledge, she hasn't done that, so she's gonna stay in that tier list. Now, the next female character here is from the DCAU universe. If you don't know who she is she's basically Tala was a powerful sorceress and a former member of the Project Katniss, which, if you don't know, Project Katniss is basically about going against the Just Week in a little secret society kind of thing. And she was later recruited by Garan into the League of Doom. She was known to be jealous, possessive, and long for affection, aka she does it for her self-interest. As a result, her loyalty was volatile, meaning she keeps swaying. So if I have to
True.
describe her, she basically rides the winning horse.
Yeah, that's I don't know. Is that evil or pure evil?
I would say evil because she's
I
not
mean, if she's
exi-
in the Legion of Doom, yeah, pure evil.
I mean, yeah, I get what. Yeah, I mean, I would say, in my opinion, based on how I kind of watch the show myself, so I would say she's just evil in that way because she is technically a witch and she does damage, but I don't think she's pure evil because she doesn't. I haven't seen her destroying continents or anything like that. Something like really
Mm,
evil. We only see her like just
yeah.
using her charm to flirt with men, so she could be on the winning side and using her magic to harm people. And I never seen anything else. So I think evil will just do just fine, pretty much. Next is Next is Sakura Okara from Naruto. Okay, so if
Obviously, no
she
questions asked.
no questions asked, she's just like she's just a real piece of work. That everyone hates her. And to put some reference what I'm talking about, she basically here's the examples I would give what she has done. She made her rival and broke a friendship only because she liked the same guy, even though it was evident that into a willing to forget Sasuke for the relationship. It makes it worse that Sasuke broke off the relationship with a girl who actually saved her from her bullies. She also, time after time, physically abused Naruto, belittle him, and always put him down for no apparent reason, and stuff like that, and thinking Sasuke was the one who saved her all the time. You know, those are like a few examples I have here. I can say, but she speaks for herself because that's how bad of a person she is. So I would say she definitely need Jesus. She definitely need that because she no hero in that kind of sense.
Unfortunately, Jesus does not exist in the Naruto universe.
Well, unfortunately, yeah. Unfortunately, because apparently in Naruto universe, either you mostly time probably go to hell because of all the crap they have in that universe. But that's just my opinion. I haven't watched Naruto for a long time. And next is I think is from Akala Kill Saru Atutis or Saru Yu. She was a member of the Jaguars and former member of the Imperial Police. I'm gonna say it right now. She is the most psychological crazy girl ever, and she would justify anything in her twist of sense of justice by killing them in the most horrible ways possible. She's just like literally insane. She's literally ruthless, psychotic, and more. She's that bad. She's like, in my opinion, pure evil kind of character. There's no redeeming qualities.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know much about her, so I'm just gonna have to go with you. Whatever you say here.
Yeah, just believe me. Like there was a scene where she basically butchered one of the nightmare bears in the most gruesome way, and she didn't have to do that, mind. She just did this for fun and giggles. So that's how evil she is. But anyway, now we're going to Hunter X Hunter character name. Let's see, her name is Nefertito. Basically, she's like a cat humanoid Samara ant during the Samara ant saga. I don't like her. I don't like her personally because how she portrays herself as a calm, playful type, but she's not. She's a ruthless killer that is so dedicated to her bug king that she would literally kill anyone, no questions asked. Like she doesn't even consider. She's like she's like the extremist version of someone who's too loyal, like someone who's like just a puppet. Doesn't really think. They just do it. Like if I have to, in the notes I have here, she basically takes her duty to the king seriously and was willing to sacrifice the chance to fight a strong opponent to fulfill their duty. And she also carries away because there was a scene where she killed one of these other famous Hunter x Hunter characters so ruthlessly that she basically plays with the guy's head and puts it on her lap, and she's laughing like it's fun. It's like insane, bro. As you can see, this is the scene I was mentioning before. Basically, she killed a character named Kite, which is one of those powerful Nen users around. And as you can see, not only that she killed him, she also made his body into a train tube for the other ants to train on. It's very monstrous, very much so. Dang, bro. Pure evil.
Yeah.
No questions asked. Pure evil.
All right. Yeah. Yeah. That sounds about right.
I would honestly say she's literally close to one way ticket to hell, but it's kind of close. But she, for now, pure evil states is it. Okay, I'm gonna say it right now. Lilith, one way ticket to hell.
Yeah,
There's no questions asked because you know who she is. She's literally the queen of the succubi. She even said herself she's evil, and she was the one who created the Nephilim and stuff like that. And during her time in the Sanctuary in Diablo universe, all she did is she'll kill anyone who defies her and her children, and she just like tortures the most unhumane thing possible. There's no questions asked. Like there's no redeeming qualities with her. She was banished 2 times. 2 times, and she didn't learn her damn lesson. Like, you can't teach her new tricks. She's just a demon. Pretty much, you can teach
Yeah.
demon tricks. A demon is a demon. Period. No, not no
It,
ask.
it's funny because you say one way ticket to hell, but you're basically just sending her back home.
Yeah, but because that is her home, there's nowhere else to put her.
Yeah.
Like you cannot throw her in oblivion because she comes back. Well, the only way you can put her permanently is back to where she belongs. There's no other place, no other place for this
Throw her in
person.
throw her in the void or something.
I don't think the void does it. I don't know if that even would even work, but who am I to say? So next we have Julie Han from Street Fighter. She is pretty popular, and I understand why she's popular because of her appearance and whatnot. But realistically, if you meet this kind of chick, she's sadistic and she just dislikes to enjoy pleasure by inflicting pain on others. So literally, she's not the best person to be around, and she's psychotic. Like she gets a thrill of that. And even if you somehow hook up with her, there's a chance that she'll destroy your balls and just rip it up and hang it up in a wall as her trophy or something like that. She will do that. She's that type of person.
Nice.
It's just,
Yeah. All right. That sounds like a I don't know, between evil and Jesus.
I think she
Not quite
needs.
sure.
I honestly, I think she's just evil because they say she's not evil anymore because she doesn't target children. But who knows, bro? Like that literally could be she's a ticking time bomb. Like she could change her mind anytime. Like if you give her the right,
Yeah.
if you give her any kind of reason that benefits her, she will kill a kid, no doubt, no doubt. So for me, she's evil. Like you can't
Right.
say
Yeah.
she's an anti-hero. If she was an anti, she would be more restraint and stuff like that, even to teenagers. But no, even with a teenager, she'll beat the crap out of them to death because of giggles. It's like, damn. All right, so now next is Valen. Now, I honestly feel bad for Valen because she's not always a power-hungry, crazed psychopath. If you play the Sword Tour games, which is she's from the Legends,
Sorry.
she
What
was
is it?
she's like this. She's like this because of her father, which is Valkorian, or he has many other different names. And basically, he was scared of her own daughter, so he literally locks her up and brainwashed her to be his weapon, which literally destroyed her psyche. And it took her many years, like for her to be at least stable-ish, but she still had huge grudges, which that's why she's so psychotic and merciless because they basically broke her and unleashed her full potential. All that they even did a thing called he even indoctrinated her very being to unlock her hidden power. It's just it's crazy. So to clarify, basically what Valkorian did, he mentally conditioned her, and every time he says "Kneel the Dragon of Sakul," it basically makes her incredibly weak before him, so that way she couldn't ever rebel against her father. So what she did is she pretty much reversed that to make herself free. I feel so sad because when she finally died, it didn't feel like it was satisfying. It felt sad because all she wanted was to be back with her family and stuff like that because she wanted to be with she wanted love, actual love
Yeah.
and attention, but she never got that. It felt robbed her, so she definitely needs Jesus right there. So
Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure.
yeah, for sure, man. It's for sure. Now,
And
Poison
then sorry,
Ivy. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
quick question. Yeah. What game is she from?
She's from
I think I
Star
heard.
Wars: The Old Republic. It's the is RPG game. And one of their
Oh,
expansions, they had
okay.
the whole expansion about her and Valkorian and his twin sons. I
Okay.
mean, you could check it out. It's a whole can of worms to suck in, but you'll understand
Yeah.
why I say what I say because it's
Yeah. Yeah.
evident
Yeah. Yeah.
and stuff like that. Anyway,
I
now we're
wanted to,
going.
I was just curious about the game.
Yeah. Anyway, so back to Poison Ivy. She's from the DC universe, and she's just basically a eco-terrorist that goes around trying to save plants, and she pretty much believes she speaks for the green. That's her whole synopsis, and she's struggling with her humanity, pretty much. Because there's time that she actually be friends with Harley and Catwoman, who became the
Yeah.
Sirens. Everyone knows her origin story. But the thing is, yeah, she's attractive, beautiful even, but it's not really worth it because in the end of the day, she either use you, dispose you, or just kills you for the sake of her crusade of protecting the green. Even though she does not is doing a good job. You think about it, because if you look at Swamp Thing, another DC character, he does a better job. Um, actually doing protecting a wild, of plant life than Big Poison, because Poison Ivy keeps getting stuck in Gotham City and robs freaking like banks and all that, and actually not actually doing what she wants to do.
Hmm.
Instead of actually protecting the plants she wants, she just goes around in Gotham City causing chaos and killing people because they hurt the green. So I'll say
Yeah,
she's like evil kind of thing, like
yeah.
stuff like
I
that.
mean, yeah, it also depends on the rendition of Poison Ivy, because there are a lot of Poison Ivies that are just like she's basically just like an anti-hero sometimes, but then
Yeah,
other times like she is just a psychopath in other rhythms.
yeah, she is. It really depends. And also, I also notice if you look at the pattern, most of the time they lean more to either bisexual or just lesbianism. Never
Hmm.
men once. Which I'm like, okay, why? If you say she's bisexual, then where's the time she actually in a relationship with a man? Not even once. Most of the time when she gets kids, they usually are half plant or a hybrid between human and plant. It's kind of weird.
Really? That's a thing? I've never seen that
That
before.
it literally is the thing. I looked it up, and apparently she made a combination of half human, half plant, and she had two daughters from that. That's like a whole another comic book
Huh,
kind of thing.
interesting.
Yeah, which I thought that was strange. But moving on, then we have
Yeah.
another case of DC. This is from Earth 3, mind you. This is the Superwoman from Earth 3. She's a piece of work, man. Like, and the words cannot describe how cunning, manipulative this woman is. She was shagging at least 3 or 4 heroes simultaneously without them even knowing. That's how I could describe it.
Damn.
And in the end, she
I
did
mean,
got pregnant, and it was the fourth guy who was basically a superhero, I think. And she was basically manipulating these other men to do what she wants and stuff like that for her own personal interest. And her child became later on the next new Dark Side during the Dark Side Wars, I
oh,
think. And that was
nice.
crazy. It, and so, but that way, she did die before, and now she came back at one point to join a team called Injustice Insurgents or something like that, basically to protect multiverse by any means necessary. She's just all kind of crazy, you know. She
I
don't
mean,
need. I mean, she definitely is like. She definitely knew what she was doing. She didn't care. She has no remorse. I don't think she doesn't care about her child either. I don't see it. So I think
hmm,
she's like pure evil kind of thing. Because for her to just
yeah.
do
I
all
mean,
that, it's just.
I mean, all you had to say was evil Superman, and that's at least gonna be pure evil tier.
Yeah, at least pure evil. Like, but is she like more evil between these two? Ah, I don't know about that. It's like,
I
it,
mean, like, what's worse, making a second dark side or cutting off someone's head and playing with it like a ball of yarn?
oh, you're right, because the dark side is worse because he literally. Yeah, you did a good point on that, and you did a good point on that. All right. So next, I would say is Mystique, and man, I'm gonna say it now. I never really liked Mystique. I know when I saw her the first time when I was reading comics and trying to get into continuity Marvel, I knew she was not a good apple. She was a worse apple. She's not only an extreme terrorist, but she's a horrible mother, a really bad mother. Like, she's horrible. Like, because what sometimes in her little schemes, she would get her own children in danger, and she didn't give a damn other than her self interest. Like, what kind of mother is that?
Right.
And plus,
Well, I mean,
she's
there are
also
some women.
technically a player, because if you think about it, she shagged over hundreds of people, man and woman alike.
Yeah.
So for me, I personally don't like it. But what about you? For what you think of her or Mystique? Because I know some
Uh,
people have mixed bags of her.
like, I really like her concept as a villain of like the fact that she can just like change disguises, or
Hmm.
not disguises, like, she can like shapeshift. I always like that kind of design, but like as an actual person, yeah, I don't know. She's not the greatest person, that's for sure.
That's saying it
Um,
lightly, brother. It's like,
yeah, I would say. Jesus tier or evil tier? I wouldn't say pure evil.
Yeah, she ain't
Evil or
exactly.
Jesus?
I think she honestly needs some Jesus, bro, because
Yeah.
even her own son tries to tell him like, "Yo, God love you. Why you stop trying to?" Because her son pretty much was trying to explain to her like she even literally hates herself in one of the scenes between her son and her. She really hates herself, and that's kind of sad. So I think just placing here, but she's not worse than Valiant though, because Valiant was much worse than Mystique because she was much worse situation, and so I'm just gonna change it right here because Valiant is not top, and these two are just last.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, and then here is Syl from Species, which I look up here the form. Syl is a fictional human/alien hybrid that is the main antagonist of the 1999's sci-fi film Species. Technically, she's not a true villain per se, in the sense of being diabolical, but rather a highly dangerous life form that seeks to mate with suitable humans at any cost. Human life is meaningless to her, and as a result, she's extremely violent and murderous by human standards.
Jesus.
So pretty much she was
Jesus.
basically like made in the lab, and they used some kind of formula that have no idea what was going to happen, and boom, that's why she was born. And because she has a mind of a child, she has no idea what's happening, and she basically just suddenly just broke out and started to grow rapidly into a mature woman, and then she started to animal instinctively try to mate and kill people. And every time she mates, mind you, she literally kills them. No mercy
Huh. Wow.
whatsoever. Like she didn't give a hoot, and she finally was killed during like a final battle underground. It was like really like gory and stuff like that, which I'm not gonna show. And she basically burned in a blaze, pretty much. And her son, who she did give birth to, which was very disgusting, was the only thing survived and all that. So actually, it didn't survive. It actually died as well. So she's not exactly diabolically pure evil when we take it to hell per se, but she's definitely evil, to say at least, because she didn't really care about human lives.
Yeah.
Because I don't think she needs Jesus. I don't think she doesn't. I don't think she doesn't really even know or care. So I think evil would be the best suit in the situation like this.
Yeah.
All right. So now we have He-Man's one of his right hand man, or the second command, which her name is Evil Eye. If I say her name, please check the comments if I said it correctly. She probably is the major antagonist of Masters of the He-Man Universe franchise. She's an evil witch who serves Skeletor's right hand and second in command, although she's technically depraved as having ambitions of overthrowing him someday to conquer Eternia for herself. She is Tilla's rival and arch enemy. But here's the thing they don't add though. Technically, she also is a simp because she keeps going back to Skeletor time after time, despite her ambitions of overthrowing Skeletor. Fruit, you want to add anything to this witch lady?
Yeah, I mean, I've watched a little bit of He-Man stuff, and like if someone is coming back to Skeletor, they gotta be pretty down bad.
Yeah, because
Mm.
even though they say they have ambitions and want to do her own thing, she keeps coming back time after
I'm
time,
gonna
every
say,
different franchise. So it's kind of weird for her to
yeah,
do that. The only thing I can describe it is she's just simping. She's just simping on him at this point.
yeah, I would say a solid evil tier,
Yeah.
even though she also just does want to take over the world.
And plus, she's a witch, so you can pretty much imagine she's probably killing children to just maintain her powers or whatever. So, because that's what the witches do 101. So I would say she's
I
much
mean, that
evil
depends on
than
what kind of
Cell.
witch they are, you know.
Yeah, so she's much
I mean, there are
evil.
also franchises where just a witch is just a female wizard. Like, there's no difference, right?
Well, there's the witches are just the female versions, and the warlocks are just the male versions of the witches. You know, they have their own custom category. That's a whole can of worms right there. So I'll say she's evil than Cell. She's probably a little bit evil than Poison Ivy, and she is struggling with her humanity. She's definitely. I think she's like that. I think Juhan is more evil than Tala, so these two match well together because they are both in the same magical category, you could say. So that fits well.
Mm-hmm.
And then Mrs. Robinson, if I say her name correctly, I think that's how you call her. Is it Miss Robinson? I think it is. Yeah, Miss Robinson. So all I can say here, she's evil incarnate. So she's pure evil, or even one-way ticket to hell, pretty much.
Wow, really? I've
Yeah.
never seen Amazing World of Gumball, so this is kind of
So,
funny.
so here's why: is that even her husband literally quote saying, I can literally wrap this saying that she's always evil in a mysterious way with no purpose, no reason whatsoever. She's literally she has a similar behavior of Joker. She doesn't need no reason. She just watches the world burn, legitimately. So the only way she's
Oh, okay.
happy, basically, is she brings misery to others on purpose.
Nice. Okay,
And
yeah.
and,
I
and
can understand
despite
it here then.
yelling at her husband and arguing, she actually loves him, which is so funny. And then, well, and also a funny part is her son is the happy one, the actual genuine happy one and a dorky one. So it's kind of ironic. But I see what she have done, and she was so bad that even the universe were fed up with her shenanigans and were beating the crap out of her. That's how bad she was. So that's why she's
Right?
going in one-way ticket to hell, because she that's how she was. She chose that, and that's how she was. So there's nothing I could there's nothing to change about her.
Mhm.
All right, now this one is, if I believe it's called, let me say, Penelope Spectica from Danny Fandom. She is technically a demon because she's a shadow ghost, but a shadow ghost is the same definition of a shadow people, which basically are shadow-like ghosts or are meant to harm maliciously. That's what she is. She is a recurring antagonist in the Danny Phantom show, and she has the ability to disguise herself as a human being, which she's the only one able to do that, due to her ability to take the youth energy from students and other people, pretty much. So the more people are depressed and sad or even angry, the more stronger she is, and the more she contains her youth. So pretty much, it sounds like she has like similarities what witches do, like they try to maintain their youth and stuff like that. But at the same time, she's acting like a shadow, like a shadow figure, pretty much as being malicious as ever. So I would say she is pure evil due to the fact she actually makes students depressed, and even probably more to suicidal at one point. Because if she's trying to make them depressed, she probably could go even further than that, if you know what I mean. Because she even tried to kill Danny's sister, show that she could bring more depression to the entire high school. Like, how evil can you get from that?
Hmm.
So I think to me,
Yeah,
she's
see that.
pure evil, bro. Because
Yeah.
she's not a ghost at this point. She's just a demon wanting to cause harm to people with no care in the world
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So then we have Miss Heat, also known as Sarah Amanda Kelly, which is a weird full name right there for her. She's a very well-known superhero, even though she doesn't act like it. She acts completely opposite of a hero. Influencer and design who has her own merchandise, including perfumes, action figures, and dolls. That's right. She's basically the everyday modern version of any social media influencer, but worse. Her ability pretty much is allowing her to influence the populace so much that they literally became her slaves. That's why you can see all those people around her, because they're literally her slaves in her little spell.
Mm.
Now, if you
I
really
see.
think about it, that's literally the definition of what lust is. Like, you're
Yep.
so infatuated to the point you become animalistic. That's what she literally represents at this point, and she knows, and
Yep.
she's profiting
Yep.
off that. So, for that reason alone, like, she's pretty much pure evil. I'm sorry, she's no
Yep.
superhero. She's a crazy, egotistical, prideful person who wants all the attention of the world, but worse. That's all I can say about that.
Yep.
Now, I'm going to say around, I haven't seen The Boys myself. I only watched a couple of episodes, but I did know about a little bit about Stormfront, which is she's from The Boys. I think she was seen in season 2 or 3. I'm not really sure. But pretty
I mean,
much, Well, you
I haven't seen boys either, but let's be honest. If it's a boys character, they're at least evil tier. Every single character in the boys show is just not a good person.
yeah,
Like all of
that's
them.
pretty true. So she is formerly known as Liberty. Her real name is Kala Renzer. She was a major villain in America's affiliates of The Boys, serving as one of the two villains, along with Homelander, of season 2. A minor yet practical villainess in season 3, Starling was a closet Nazi. That's right, folks. He's literally
Oh,
and
okay,
figuratively a
yeah,
Nazi.
yeah. That's
Also, spoiler alert. Sorry about that.
oh, that's fine. I have no plans on watching the show anyway.
Yeah, she basically is a literal and figurative Nazi, and she used her position as a member of the Seven to promote her white supremacist agenda. So,
Yeah, that's one way to get to hell.
yeah, because that means she literally will kill anyone with a
One way.
color of the skin all the way. So
Yeah.
she's gonna go up there. That's for sure.
Yep.
Because we all know what Nazis do to people. Like, look at how they did with the World War II Holocaust. That's kind of
Hmm.
demonstrates how far. And if it's one woman with a superpower, that's even worse. So
Yeah,
next,
exactly.
so next we have two left. So next is Azula from Avatar: The Last Airbender. Honestly, a lot of people would say she's just batshit insane and she should be in an asylum. But in my point of view, I think it's sad. I think she's broken because
Well, yeah, I know for sure she's broken, but I mean, she kind of like hasn't done anything to like help herself though. Like she's so far gone that like she is what she is, you know?
well, she actually has a similar position with Valen because they both were indoctrinated by their fathers in the most abusive manner, right? And not only that,
Okay.
but they taught how to be evil, cruel, not loving, and none of them got any love and affection from their fathers ever.
Mhm.
And they were seeking approval, but instead they get like shuns and just basically molded into a weapon. And what
Okay, but
Azula wanted is she wanted love for her mother, and she didn't want to because her mother was afraid she's going to be like her father. Which, mind you, it was her mom's fault for taking that action, but I understand why she is like that. Thus, it created a mental instability in her mind, which grew and grew until when she became a Fire Lord, she had a complete meltdown. She literally lost it. She
hmm,
broke. So I honestly feel sad. Honestly, she just needs Jesus, man. Like she literally does need help to cope all the crap she's been through. And yeah, she probably does things by her own volition, mind you. Yeah, and see, she did it with Ty Lee and May, but still, Zuko loves him. Iroh still cares about him. Even her friends, even though he treated him like crap, still in a matter of way, still cares about her health and stuff like that. So I
mhm.
hopefully for her she gets like a redemption arc, so she can finally have a closing chapter for herself. Because right now she's just like in a roller coaster of her life right now.
I mean, have you watched all of Avatar?
Yeah, I watch all of Avatar, and I even watched a
Okay.
little bit of Katara too, even the comics, to see what's going to
Oh,
go happen to her. So that's how I just perceive it anyway. If people think otherwise, then that's their opinion. Up props to you. But I think she just needs
alright.
some a little bit of Jesus, some help, some comfort, some love.
Yeah. Yep, I can
I
get that.
would say she's right next to Valen with this because all that stuff. Now the last female, I'm gonna say she's going right straight to hell. This is Mother Miranda from Resident Evil Village. I don't have to say anything to tell you what's wrong with her. She literally went so far to try to save her child from death, is she basically became a corrupted god, enslaving an entire village, mutating freaking these other people into her lieutenants, which are like Lady Dimitrescu, freaking the four lords. She mutated the leaders into freaks of nature, and she basically enslaved it in her iron fist. All four to resurrect her own daughter, and she still does it when she died. That's how evil this chick is. She's no goddess.
Yeah.
She's like the demonic goddess of death, like the goddess of
Yeah.
like vengeance and pittiness, bro. That's what she literally is.
Right.
Her the main character's own daughter had to permanently defeat her in another dimensional astral realm. That's how ridiculous she is. like legit. So she's deserved a one-way ticket to hell, and that's that. And there's no redeeming qualities of her whatsoever.
Yeah, I can get that.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, that's all the tier lists of here. So, Fruits, any thoughts on that?
Um, I'm trying to think of what else we could have added to the tier.
Yeah, I wanted to add more, but I was in a limited time space at the time.
Yeah, of course, it's no problem.
And stuff like that.
Yeah,
But I think this is perfect. Again, ladies and gentlemen, this is just
Yeah.
my opinion, how I perceive these characters. If you have your own different opinion, let me know. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to leave this off here. So if you want to like, comment, subscribe, that would be great. And this is Mr. Epic 109. I see you, Dickie says. Till next time. Bye-bye.
See you.